Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. We might have a dull wet day. What's today? Yeah, tomorrow. There is a possibility. We shall see. But I've just moved a couple of the smaller cymbidiums off of that table because we've got something that needs to go there so that we can look at it. And it's this. Best blooming ever by a long way, not by a little bit, by a lot. The two latest canes that grew on last year and ticked over through the winter have produced a mass of blooms at the apex and a bit lower down. You can see that that bunch comes up from the top, this bunch comes from slightly lower down, and over here we've got a nice cluster as well. The trouble is this cane with the weight of those blooms now is too heavy for the pot, so I'm going to have to sit it in another pot to stop it falling over. And then this slightly older cane has just got the two blooms on. This is quite an old cane as well. You can see that's bloomed several times, as has this one over here. This is a good blooming orchid. As black hair types go, it shouldn't really do well in here because of the cool winter temperatures, but it is doing well. I mean, that is a smashing cluster of blooms, as is that. So anyway, I cleared a little space for it. Before I do that, I'm going to find a pot to sit it in to stop it falling over, because the trouble is with the warm weather we've been having, it's getting quite warm in here, the pots dry out quite quickly. So I've been going around with a sprayer, literally, because I can't keep up watering all these pots at that frequency. So I've been going around spraying the pots quite regular, on the grounds that with this warmth and the temperatures not dropping down at night, there's very few pots in here now that could be overwatered, because the majority are in a bark mix. So they just can't be overwatered when it's warm like this. It's not possible. You chuck as much water as you like. Most of it runs out the bottom. It's only things like moss and coir, things that hold a lot of moisture. If you keep trickling a sprayer over them, the moisture just builds up in there. And if the heat and or the plant can't use it up, then you will end up rotting your roots. But apart from my mounts, most of my stuff's in a bark mix now. It's just not possible to overwater it, so I can chuck as much as I like on. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. And I also thought I'd say thank you to everybody who watched my little tour around where I live. I didn't know whether that video was going to be would actually work. Would people actually watch it? So thanks for everybody who did watch it and left a comment. As I say, those sort of things are a little experimental. I mean, I could have done all that driving and all that work to get that video together for nothing, but it turned out it worked quite well. I was pleased with that. So anyway, that's all for today. I've done a couple of bits in the garden today. My crocosmia started flopping because they're starting to get buds on now. They're top heavy. I've got a feeling I may not have planted them deep enough. But no, I got a stake out and then just wrapped them all in a piece of string so that I've clumped them all together, and they're all nice and upright now, which means the buds and the flowers can come out the top of the clump, and that should look quite nice. There's going to be a smashing shot of colour in that corner, because it's not a bright corner, it's not a shady corner, and it does get sun in the afternoons, but a lot of the time it does seem like a dim corner, and that splash of reddish orange is going to be, well, I'm looking forward to it basically. We shall take a look once we get some flowers open. So yeah, thanks for dropping by. See you next time.